Hello, 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 and welcome to Liz's Review. Today, well, before we get started with today's topic, don't forget, oh, you know how you have that little one piece of hair that drives you bonkers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. An optimal word being share. Share this information with somebody. Let me tell you, I went on over and just browsing through the YouTube and everything, and man, I fell upon Dear Future Wifey podcast. Latirius Latirius Whitfield is the host over there. And I'm telling you, man, what an amazing, phenomenal job he's doing over there with that podcast. Let me tell you, his following is broad. And if you haven't, like I had not heard about his podcast, man, I'm telling you, some days in the morning when I'm getting dressed and doing all the things I need to do, I'm stuck glued to that my computer watching his podcast. But who is Mr. Whitfield? He is an entertainer, a writer. He's a Christian, and he has a very successful podcast over there. He has different women or different people coming on sharing their experiences in all dealing with relationships, and he called it lit. And is what I feel with the podcast is I feel the integrity, I feel the sincerity. It just drew me in, and I was glued, like I said. And I've been looking through the different episodes and everything. And there was one, the first one I saw was the one with Christian Keys in it, and man, that one right there, because everybody. I think it's because Mr. Whitfield gives everybody the sense of a safe place that we can open up, be transparent or what have you on that show. So I think it's fantastic. But the show, like I said, the one that actually captured me was the one with Christian Keys in there, and I was like, man, he just went in talking about relationships. And one of the things that just stuck in my head was when he was talking about how you meet somebody, and especially if you have celebrity, status, that you meet somebody and all of a sudden they want you to post them all over all over your socials and everything. And like he said, I mean, we just met and I don't know where this is going. I don't want to take pictures up, put them down, take pictures up, put them down, feel like a revolving door. So, he had a lot of great points, so go back and catch that episode with Christian Keys in it. Then I went on over and I kept watching. Like I said, I've been binge watching. Then Lady Jade came up, and I'm telling you, she was so phenomenal on there. I got to go find her. And I think I subscribed to her channel, but I got to go and find her on the other socials because they dropped some really wonderful pearls of wisdom about opposite sex friendships in a relationship. And I thought about that before. And have you ever had a time where somebody, you would get involved with someone, get into a relationship or what have you, and then the friends become an issue, or you're not sure, like about the friendship thing or whatever, but they laid it out so well, and I'm going to share what they shared and go on over there because I may have missed something. But opposite sex friendships when you're in a relationship. And one thing that Mr. Whitfield talked about was he said that it was just, he always backed back because he talked about how he has all of these different, female friends and, that are just female friends and some friends that have been friends forever and ever and ever. And you just don't cross certain lines, but you respect when they are in a relationship. And I thought that was a lot of integrity. The other thing that he shared was, being unfaithful in his marriage and that costing him his marriage and how he's grown. And, now he's looking for his future wifey. And I just love the way he has the show all set up, him being a writer, writing plays and directing. I'm sure that I know that definitely shows up in how he presents this information, but I think it's just blessing so many people. One of the things that Lady Jade was talking about was she was talking about that, when you're in that relationship, no new friends. Now, old friends are different because you've built those relationships with them. And just depending on what that old friend, if there's, chemistry, or I'm adding this part, but chemistry or sexual tension or any of that, then I don't think that those kind of friends should come into the relationship. But I think for me, if everything is open and, you introduce your significant other to, your friends, and, I don't think that that's the issue when everything is integritous. Because, see, when you go back like years and years and years, some of your friendships, and they may be of the opposite sex, you may have grown up with these people and, never had that, chemistry or desire to go into a relationship, but it's a rich relationship that you both, fulfills that part of your life, as far as, being, we need other people in our life to help us reach our goals. And, just, we just do. So I think if it's a good, solid relationship, and, everything is above board, everything is, your partner is comfortable with it because you've made them know or made them come to the understanding that, hey, this is what it is. It's a friendship. This is like my brother, and actually be that in that relationship, have an integrity yourself. But some of the points that they brought up was no new friends, be respectful. Mr. Whitfield says he backs off once he knows you're in a relationship, meaning, it's you don't like call late at night. You don't keep the relationship space sacred. So if you have a male friend and you're female, or if you have a female friend and you're male, then you don't go and talk about your partner with those friends, because when you do that, what happens is that, you actually break the boundaries of that sacred space in your relationship. It's like you work those things out, work through those things together, versus going to a male. Because one thing that he said that I thought was just absolutely funny, but it was so true. He said that shoulder that you cry on may become the body that you lie on. Think about that. Think about the doors and everything that you're opening when you go and rely on a friend of the opposite sex. And you're vulnerable, and all of those things happen. I mean, I'm not saying that things just happen, but I'm saying that that can become a real issue. So you put those boundaries up yourself, and I think that's a great thing. Verbally know your significant other. So literally know your significant other. Know what their triggers are. Know why you're in a relationship, or why you decided to get in that relationship with them, and just keep that space sacred. I thought that was good. And no uncovering your significant other with friends of the opposite sex. And that's where he brought that up, where the shoulder you cry on could be the body you lie on. I had to pull my pen and paper out and start taking me some notes. Time limits, make sure that it's respectful time. One thing that he brought up that was so powerful to me is the fact that if you have to go out of the room to talk to somebody, there's an issue. I mean, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're really in that relationship, then why do you have to go out the room to talk to somebody? Or why are you avoiding answering your phone in front of them? So those are all those little nagging issues that cause the other person to not feel secure in the relationship. So, I mean, what is there that you really can't talk about? If you are building a partnership with somebody, what is there that you can't talk about in front of your partner? Or, who is it that you're talking to that you can't talk about? Talk about whatever you're talking about in front of your partner. Um, uh, Talk over the rules in your relationship. Find out what your significant other is expecting. I think that's one of the things that I think should be talked about in the interrogation stage. See, I say it's the interrogation stage when you first meet somebody, and and you're considering a relationship. I think it should be an interrogation. I think you should, because then you're establishing what you're both expecting. So there are no failed expectations. I mean, there are going to be some failed expectations, because we're all human. We're all imperfect beings. But guess what? Doesn't have to be a devastation if you talk about it up front and you already know. And then if your partner is super duper jealous or insecure, is that somebody that you actually want to build a relationship, build a life and a partnership with? Because there's going to be some times where your partner really have to be able to trust you, and you should be able to trust them. Know who you're dating. Conversations open in front of significant others. These are like really common courtesies, but common sense is not always common. So interrogation, talk about it. Trust the character of the person you are with. And she mentioned, Lady J mentioned that her picker is off. And I do believe that mine has been off. The majority of my time, I think, has been off, because I just never wanted to be that person that, oh, you're too good for this person, or you're too good for that, or whatever. It's like, that's crap. We're all people, and you just find who is your perfect person. They may not be perfect, because nobody is, but who is your perfect person? Who is that person that, that you laugh with, that can calm you down, that makes life, things better. Not that they're making you happy because you're in charge of that. They shouldn't be responsible for making you happy. That's kind of, off to try to make somebody else make you happy, but they can bring happiness, they can bring joy, they can bring peace, they can bring calm, and they can help you to have a work life balance. All of these wonderful things you can establish in a relationship. Okay, but you have to establish that. You have to know what it is that you want. And she mentioned that she wanted somebody super secure, and I think that's a good thing too. We all work on some areas of insecurity, some areas, excuse me, of insecurity. However, if you know that, like, to thyself be true, know who you are and start to really work on yourself and work on your stuff. And then you be what you want to come to the table. I mean, if you're super insecure, work on it before you go and put that into somebody else's life. Hey, come on, somebody, right? Uh, what, what, And also, what can you do for one another? What do you bring to the table? What do you what do you offer that person? I mean, you want to be an asset to your partner, and they should be an asset to you as well. Uh, all righty. So those were some of the things, but I also wanted to, just kind of, this is our review channel, our review playlist or review portion of our Wellness of Life channel or Wellness of Life podcast. And so, part of Wellness of Life is to, bring good, solid information to you. You may not receive it from my voice. You may not receive it from our co-host voice or some of our guest voices, but, somebody, you can hear somebody. So that's why I say make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can see what we're talking about. It's not just about reviews, it's about bringing the wellness of life to us so that we can all live our best life. I wanted to talk about something too, about the kindness of Mr. Latarius Whitfield. The kindness that I see from him. He started he was just doing one, and it was a mission to be a blessing. He was gathering information about a play that he was writing, and he happened upon a homeless man, and he started doing things for homeless people. And he did an extreme tent makeover, and I'm telling you, that tent had everything in it that you really needed. I mean, it was overthetop.com. It was a beautiful blessing. But somebody else asked him, I believe it was, and I don't want to misquote, but somebody asked him about doing, was he going to continue to do this? And he really thought about it. And I thought one of the other things that he did that was just amazing was he took 30 homeless, hold on, y'all. Hold on to your seats. Look what he did, y'all. Sometimes it's hard for us to find a good date or get a good date, but he took 30 women, homeless women, on a date and gave them a makeover. Can you imagine what that did for them? Man, getting a total makeover with the makeup and the hair and all of that. I just think that was a blessing. And somewhere in one of the videos that was talking about Mr. Whitfield, he said to under promise and over deliver. And I think that right there is just 5 stars up. So for the Dear Future Wifey podcast, 5 thumbs up, 5 thumbs up. Also, FYI, he made a special announcement, and I just love this Jessica Reedy. She has such a bubbly personality and a bubbly spirit. Go back to their not August, not even August yet. Go back to their April 1st announcement. It was hilarious. And watch Miss Jessica Reedy on her seats, and she was just, I love to see a fellow sister being happy and being blessed. He blessed her. He absolutely blessed her. He is endorsing and also collaborating with, or rolling out, or launching, whatever you want to call it, Hello Hubby, with Jessica Reedy as the podcast host. And I think it's going to be just absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to start. Man, I'm going to have to shorten my sleep hours so that I can get in all of their episodes, because it's absolutely fantastic. Phenomenal information. And so, go ahead and go over there and binge watch. You're going to learn some things, I promise. So until next time, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And also make sure, again, that you share this with someone. Don't forget to stay fearless and be a blessing to somebody else. Until next time, bye for now.